Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be talking everything Battlefield 4, where it's at in its development, recent news and tidbits that have come out about the game and the development process, and basically just get up to date on what's going on in the world of Battlefield. First things first, if you haven't taken advantage of the double XP event going on for premium members this weekend, I highly recommend it. It's a great way to rank up quickly and try and hit that max rank or unlock new stuff. Now, as far as global news goes, there's some pretty interesting stuff out there. One of the big things that I'm really surprised by is that China has actually made Battlefield 4 illegal. Now, this is a big deal for EA because China represents a huge percentage of sales. So if people can't buy Battlefield 4 in China anymore, that's a really big hit on their global sales. And it's unfortunate, especially considering that it's probably due to the single player campaign and really doesn't have much to do with multiplayer. I mean, multiplayer hasn't painted any sort of pictures here. If you want to play as the Chinese faction, it's not like saying China's better or worse in any way whatsoever. But as far as the single player campaign goes, there definitely was a Chinese rogue general that, I don't know, wanted to start some stuff going with the US, and there's a big battle sequence between the US and China, and the generals trying to seize power in China. So it definitely doesn't portray their country as really having everything together, and you know, that's something that they could look at negatively. And also portraying the US and China at war with their large navies and stuff like that is something that's, you know, been scary for the public eye and stuff, and I can see China not wanting to propagate that kind of imagery. At the same time, censorship is a pretty serious subject, and when it comes down to something like a video game, which is so obviously a work of fiction and not somebody trying to send a political message out there, it's a very dangerous thing. Once you censor one thing, it becomes very easy to censor other things, and you're kind of cultivating the minds of your nation by telling them what they can and cannot expose themselves to. So I think it's really unfortunate that China has decided to make Battlefield 4 illegal, especially considering that it's probably due to the single player campaign, which arguably is the worst part of Battlefield 4. I had to play it through several times and realized that most of the single player campaign is literally just waiting for cutscenes to end. There's so little action where you're walking around and fighting people versus just sitting around and waiting for cinematics or cutscenes to be done with, that it's a very boring and unfulfilling single player campaign. So to lose out sales for something that feels like it was tagged onto the game and all is just a really unfortunate situation for DICE and EA. I would actually love to hear what you guys think about the situation. Do you think China has been a little bit too extreme with making this video game illegal, or do you feel that perhaps our own countries respectively would have taken similar actions were there a video game that portrayed us negatively? In other news, and still sort of on the unfortunate side of things, EA has been hit with a second investor lawsuit, and this is regarding Battlefield 4 and basically its performance, its sales, and the problems that it's had since launch. In fact, EA has taken a massive stock hit based on their announcement to stop further development on expansions for Battlefield 4 and focus on bug hunting because of the state of the game. Their stock actually dropped significantly in price, and now there's some unfortunate lawsuits claiming that basically EA knew what was going on with the game. They knew it wasn't going to be ready, it wasn't going to be good, and they hid this information from investors and tried to portray the game as being in a much better state than it currently was. I'm not really sure on all the little details. It's all kind of legal jargon and stuff like that, but it's certainly a serious situation to be in, and it seems hard to try and sue a company for launching a buggy game, considering that that's become so much of the industry standard right now. But at the same time, if a game's so buggy to the point where you can't play it, so you've now invested a lot of money, or you've bought a game that literally won't play as advertised, then you're running into sort of false advertising and just faulty products on that front. So it gets dicey, and no pun intended there, but it's an unfortunate situation. I really hope that EA can really just focus on fixing the bugs, or rather DICE can focus on fixing the bugs and get this game into a really nice working state, because it's been out for long enough now that I think it's about time that we started seeing some serious polish applied to the game. And speaking of polish, there still hasn't been a release date for basically the second Assault expansion for Battlefield 4 for the PlayStation users and the PC users. It's already been out on Xbox for quite a while now, and according to like the contractual agreement that I guess Microsoft had with EA, they were supposed to get Second Assault like a week or two early, and so we were supposed to see it after that. Well, that time frame's been up and we still haven't seen it, and it's well up at this point. So what's taken so long? It's kind of confusing because the map's already done, right? The weapons are already designed. They already exist in the game. We've seen them. I've played with them on the Xbox version of the game. So what the heck is going on with the new DLC? I don't understand why it's taking so long. I do know that a lot of the devs have been out of the office on vacation time, and that's understandable. You know, when you work for a long time on a game and you finally launch it and you want to take some time off, go on vacation, that's understandable. But at the same time, was nobody left around to launch the expansion? Was nobody in the office that knew how to hit the OK launch for PC and PlayStation button? So it's definitely a situation that I'm concerned with, because I would love to play the new Metro on PC. I've been waiting to do it for so long, and basically I'm just listening to people who own Xboxes and telling me how it plays out. And I'm not sure if this actually factors into the announcement by EA that they said they're going to halt development on expansions and work on fixing the core game and the bugs, but Second Assault's already done, so you don't need to halt development on Second Assault. It should be ready and good to go. So just launch the darn Second Assault. Keep us entertained with that while you're working on the core gameplay mechanics, because you know, the netcode itself is still in a state of it needs repair. It needs some fixing. There's just a lot of things wrong with the game, and I hate to get down on the Battlefield franchise, the Battlefield series, because I love Battlefield. I've grown up on Battlefield. It's what my channel exists on, and it pains me to say bad things about it because it's very near and dear to me. But at the same time, I want to see this game get better like everybody else, and I also want to inform you guys, the community, of what's going on with this title and try and instill some hope, because it's very clear to me that Battlefield 4 is a great game beneath the veneer of crappy netcode and bugs that it's plagued with. You know, the ocean combat, the graphics, the updates to the suppression system, the fact that they put in stealth jets to compete with attack jets and stuff like that, even though it's not properly balanced right now. These are all great concepts. The map design is great too. I really do like the map design overall. It just needs the rest of everything to fall into place. So beneath all of the crappy things going on, I can see that Battlefield 4 has some great potential behind it. I'm just waiting for it to happen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Battlefield 4 has the potential to come back and become the game it was meant to be, or do you think it's just plagued with too many things to fully recover to the state of where I would say Battlefield 3 was able to get to? You know, Battlefield 3, as we all remember, had a rocky launch and it pulled together. It fixed a lot of the bugs and the gameplay started to become very solid and very fun. I was having fun playing that game all the way up until the last day before Battlefield 4 came out. So let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.